Very good afternoon. See, I'm starting the session. Listen. So in the previous session, very clearly we discussed about exception handling. So exception means runtime error. There are three types of errors. Compile time errors means they occur due to the syntax mistakes. So if any syntax mistakes are there in our queries or in the program, it gives compile time errors. Or if mistakes are there in the logical errors will occur. And runtime errors. These errors occur at runtime due to several reasons, like when we try to divide with 0 or when we give wrong input, a record is not found. Okay, at that time runtime errors may occur. So there are two types of exceptions. Exception means runtime error. Exception handling means the way of handling runtime error. Exception means problem. Exception handling means solution. So exception means runtime error. The mechanism of handling runtime errors is called exception handling. So for exception handling, we add one extra block here. That block name is exception. In that we write a when exception name, then handling code. When exception name, then handling code. Like this, we can write any number of when thens. So there are two types of exceptions. System defined exceptions, user defined exceptions. So if the exceptions are already declared by the Oracle developers and which are raised by the Oracle implicitly, those are called system defined exceptions. We are not raising them. Oracle raises these errors, these exceptions implicitly. We are not raising them. Oracle raises these exceptions implicitly. So examples are 0 divide, value error, no data found, too many rows, loop val on index, others. Among these, we have seen first two in the previous session. So when we try to divide with 0, this exception raised. Yesterday we handled that one. And value error also we have seen. So when we give wrong input, like data type is mismatched or size is out of range, at that time value error will occur. These two we have seen. Next one is no data found. Listen. So no data found. We are discussing system defined exceptions. In the system defined exceptions, 0 divide and value error. When we try to divide with 0 divide exception will be raised. We are handling here. Here X value it is asking. Instead of giving number, if we give date value or string value, it raises the error. To handle that, we are writing value error here. Or here size is 4. If we give more than 4 size, it cannot hold that one. Runtime error will occur. To handle that, we are using value error. So value error exception is used to handle wrong inputs. Like if data type is mismatched or size is exceeded. To handle that, we use value error. So when we try to divide with 0, the 0 divide exception will be raised. We are handling here. Others can handle any type of exception. Some exceptions we may not expect. So those to handle them, here we write others. Okay. Next one is no data found. So when this no data found exception will be raised. So when we retrieve the data, if record is not found, no data found exception will be raised. The name itself is giving the meaning here. No data found. When we retrieve the data, if record is not found, no data found exception will be raised. So when we retrieve the data, if record is not found, no data found exception will be raised. So I'm writing one program to demonstrate this no data found. So write a program to retrieve, write a program to display employee record of given employee number. If record is not found, exception will be raised, handle it. Exception will be raised by Oracle, handle it. So this is a program. We want to display the employee record of given employee number. If record is not found, Oracle raises the exception, handle it. See here. So we are writing one program to display the employee record. So in the introduction sessions, we have written this. Okay, that program only I'm writing. Observe. So write declare. Then begin, end. Declare, begin, end. So we want to display the employee record of given employee number. So first read employee number. So to read employee number, to hold employee number, we are taking one variable. We underscore employee number. Read it. Ampersand employee number. So here we are reading employee number. This employee's record we want to retrieve from the database. Okay. So what we have write here? Select. Okay. All data we want to retrieve. Okay. So all columns data we want to get. So star into. Okay. To hold entire row. R variable we are taking. Which type? EMP percentage row type. Okay. So select star into R. From which table? EMP table. Where employee number equals to V underscore employee number. So we are retrieving employee record here. So this employee record we want to display. So what we have to write? DBMS underscore output dot put underscore line R dot employee number, three spaces we are giving. Okay. Or R dot employee name or dot e name or dot salary. So two values were displayed. So now observe here, I'm copying this program. I'm opening our SQL plus our batch schema. Batch 2 PM I'm opening. Okay, so set server output as on. So set server output as on and set verify as off. Okay, I'm setting page size 200, line size 200, and I'm clearing the screen. Observe. So here this is the program to display the employee record of given employee number. So we are declaring employee number here, emp dot employee number percentage type. So here we are reading employee number. That given employee's record will be retrieved. That we are holding in R. That R data we are printing here. I'm compiling and running this program. Observe. So it is asking employee number. I'm giving employee number as 1010. Okay, 1010 is not there. Let me check the EMP table data. Employee number, e-name, salary from EMP. See here, 1010 record is not there. 1009 is there. After 1009, 1011 is there. 1010 record is not there. So when record is not there, what is it is displaying? No data found. So at line 7, runtime error occurred here. At line 7, runtime error occurred. So here it is trying to retrieve the data. This given employee number record is not available in the EMP. So here runtime error will occur. So abnormal termination will occur. So our program terminated here itself. So this is abnormal termination. Okay. So we want to handle this runtime error now. The same program, one more time I'm running. I'm giving 1009. It is displaying 1009 record. King. One more time I'm running. I'm giving 1011. 1011 record it is displaying. Okay, I'm giving 5678. I'm giving 5678. 5678 record is not there. It's telling that no data found. At line 7 error is occurring. Means here. So what is happening here? See. It is asking employee number. I'm giving employee number as 1009. So 1009 employee record will be retrieved. That will be copied into the R. So R.ename, R.salary it is printing. For example, employee number I am giving 1592. 1592 employee number is not there. So here runtime error will occur. Implicitly Oracle raises the error, no data found. No data found. So we need to handle it. Here runtime error occurred, so our application closed here. Our program terminated here. So we want to handle this runtime error. So to handle the runtime error, we have to add one more block here. What is that block? Exception block. Exception block we are handling. We are adding. So right here, when, what is this exception name? No data found is the exception name. So exception name is no data found. Then write the handling code here. dbms underscore output dot put underscore line. Okay, for user understanding purpose, we are displaying one message, record not found or not existed in the table. So any user understandable message we can write. So this exception we expected and we are handling it. Some runtime errors we may not expect. To handle them, what we are writing here? When others, then dbms underscore output dot put underscore line. Okay, runtime error occurred. Some runtime error occurred. Observe. I'm copying this. See. I am giving 1009 here. 1009 record existed. It is displaying 1009 record. One more time I am running. I am giving 1011. So 1011 existed. It is displaying the record. One more time I am running. Okay, I am giving 789. I am giving 8912. 8912 is not existed. So what it is telling? Record not found. Record not found, it is displaying. Okay, for example, I am giving 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 2, 3 like this. Okay, what it is telling? Runtime error occurred. So this is value error. We didn't handle value error here. Directly we have written others. Others is handling it. Others can handle any runtime error. Okay. So what is happening here? For example, we are giving employee number as 1122. This 1122 employee record not existed. It is trying to retrieve here. Okay, record is not existed. So runtime error will occur. So implicitly it rises. Oracle rises no data found exception. So immediately execution jumps to the exception block. In the exception block, it searches for no data found. No data found is there or not, it is searching. Yes, no data found is there. So it executes this handling code. On output screen, it prints record not found. So this is the way of handling no data found exception. So when record is not found here, when record is not existed, this error will be raised. That error we are handling here. So is it clear? Next one. Do val on index. Do val on index. See. So when this exception will be raised. So when user try to insert duplicate value. So when user try to insert duplicate value in primary key column, then do val on index exception will be raised. Do val on index exception will be raised. So when we try to insert duplicate value in primary key column, then do val on index exception will be raised. Okay. For example, there is a table is there. Student table is there. In the student table, SID, SNAME, marks of subject 1, 3 columns are taken. This SID we are setting as primary key here. Here SID is the primary key. So in this primary key column, okay, to insert the record like this, we want to write a program, 1001, okay, Ravi, 50, like this. To insert the record, we are writing a program. If we try to insert duplicate value in this table, now runtime error will occur. Which runtime error will occur? Do val on index. We have to handle this one. So when we try to insert duplicate value in the primary key column, this do val on index exception will be raised. Okay, so we want to handle this one. Okay, so right here. So here, if we try to insert like this, now runtime error will occur. Handle it. So write a program to insert a record, into student table. If user tries to insert duplicate value in primary key column, exception will be raised. Exception will be raised. Handle it. Okay. So table is not ready. Let me create the table. So create table. Table name is student. SID. Number data type. as name varchar2 data type. Okay, M1 number data type. So table will be created here. Now we want to write, so table I'm creating, observe drop table student. If any table is there with the name student, I'm dropping that one. I'm creating a new table, student table. So student new table will be created. New table is created here. Table name is student. Table created. Now we are writing a program to insert the records into this table. So right here, declare, begin, end. What we have to do? Read student ID, student name, and M1. Read these three values. Okay. So read student ID. Hold this in the v underscore SID variable. Read student name. Hold in the v underscore S name. Read M1 value. Hold in the v underscore M1. Okay. Insert these three values in the table. Okay. Or if you want to take a row type also you can take. So I'm reading v underscore employee number, v underscore student ID value we are reading. Okay. Next, v underscore S name. Student name we are reading. V underscore M1. M1 value we are reading. Declare these three variables. I'm declaring those three variables here. So v underscore SID is student table SID type. This v underscore S name is student table S name type. Okay. So this v underscore M1 is student table M1 type. So observe here, our requirement is what? We want to insert record into the student table. So three values are required. We are reading three values. These three values we want to insert into student table. What we have to write? Insert into. In which table we want to insert? Student values. Values are in the variables. Student ID is in v underscore SID, comma. Okay. Student name is in v underscore S name, comma. M1 value is in v underscore M1. So if record is successfully inserted, we want to save this record. Commit. For user understanding purpose, we are displaying one message, dbms underscore output dot put underscore line. Record inserted. Okay. Now observe. I'm compiling and running this program now. See here. As of now, in the student table, how many records are there? Observe. Select star from student. Select star from student. How many records are there? No records are there. No rows are selected. No rows are there. With the help of our program, we want to insert the records now. So copy this. Observe here. Student ID 1 I am giving. Student name A. Marks 70 I am giving. Record inserted or not? See. Record is inserted. One more record I am inserting. 2B 40 I am giving. Record inserted. One more record I am giving. I am giving student ID 2 again. 2 already there. 2 record already there. 2B40 already there. I am trying to insert 2 record again. Okay. 2C67 I am giving. So we are trying to insert duplicate value. I'm sorry. We didn't create primary key, right? Let me add primary key there. So using alter we can add. So using alter I will add. For your reference purpose, I'm taking primary key here. So primary key I didn't take, I'm sorry. Okay, so truncate table student. I'm removing all records. As of now in the student table, no records are there. Let me add primary key here, alter table. Table name is student. Okay, add constraint. Okay, add constraint. Constraint name we have to give. Okay, so constraint name I am giving CSTD. Okay, so constraint type we are giving as primary key. To which column we want to add? SID column. So to the SID column we are adding primary key. Okay, so now I'm running this program. So this is the program. I'm copying. Now fresh I'm running. Observe. Student ID 1001. Name is A. 60 I'm giving. What it is telling? Record inserted. One more record I'm inserting. 1002. B. Okay. 55 I'm giving. Record inserted. Open and see the table data. Select star from student. Select star from student. Observe here. Records inserted or not? Records are inserted. Now one more time I'm running. In the table already 1001 A student is there. One more time I'm giving 1001 here. So primary key does not accept duplicate value. We are trying to insert duplicate value here. So now it raises the runtime error. So observe here at line 11. It is giving error. It is telling that unique constraint violated. So unique constraint is violated. This runtime error is occurring. So when we try to insert the duplicate value, one exception is raised. Okay, so this exception code is -1. Listen carefully. Exception code is what? -1. Exception message is what? Unique constraint violated. Error message. Error message is unique constraint violated. Error code is -1. So at line error is occurring. Here it is unable to insert because student ID is duplicated. So here runtime error is occurring. We have to handle that one. To handle that, we have to add one block here. What is that block? Exception block we are adding. So to handle this, what is the exception name? What is the exception name? Dupval or not? Dupval on index. Then dbms underscore output dot put underscore line. Okay. So cannot insert duplicate in primary key column. Cannot insert duplicate value in primary key column. So in the primary key column, you cannot insert the duplicate value. This message we are displaying. Okay. Observe here. I'm copying this. See, one more time we are running. Just a minute. So one more time we are running the program. So now exception block is added. Already 1001 student is there. Okay. I am trying to insert 1003 here. 1003 not there. This will be accepted. Maybe declaration section I didn't copy. Here. See. Student ID 1003 I am giving. C I am giving. 88 I am giving. This record will be inserted. Record inserted. One more record I am inserting. Already 1001 is there. Again I am giving 1001 for another student. So if I give same ID for another student, so it is raising the error. And that exception we handled here. So it displays message as cannot insert duplicate value in primary key column. Our own message will be displayed. See here what it is displaying. Cannot insert duplicate value in primary key column. So exception handled here. Okay, some exceptions we may not expect to handle them, right? Others, when others, then dbms underscore output dot put underscore line, some runtime error occurred. Okay, so what is happening here? Observe. See, for example, in the student table, student ID, student name, marks of subject 1. Here already 1001 is there. We are reading the student ID here. Again, I am giving 1001 here. Now V underscore SID value 1001. I am giving student name as Ravi. So V underscore S name value Ravi. It is asking M1 value. M1 value I am giving as 40. So V underscore M1 value 40. Here it is trying to insert. V underscore SID value is what here? 1001. So here SID is the primary key. Already 1001 student is there. A student is there. 1001 again we are assigning to the Ravi. So now this record cannot be inserted into the table. So here runtime error will occur. So implicitly it raises do pal on index exception. Implicitly Oracle raises do pal on index exception. So immediately execution jumps to the exception block. Here it will search for do pal on index handled or not. It will search. So do pal on index is handled. So it displays message as cannot insert duplicate value in primary key column. This message will be displayed. So here when we try to insert duplicate value, runtime error occurred, we handled it. Now listen carefully. There are some functions are there like SQL ERRM function is there and SQL code function is there. SQL ERRM SQL code function is there. So why we use this SQL ERRM function? So it is used to return. So it returns SQL ERRM function returns error message. It returns error message. So to return the error message, we use SQL ERRM. ERR means error, M means message. So to return error message, we use SQL ERR. SQL code. SQL code means it returns error code, error number, error code. So error number will be displayed, error code will be displayed. So I already told here when we try to insert the duplicate value, here exception block is not there. When we try to insert duplicate value, it is raising the runtime error. Here -1 is the error code. What is the error code here? -1. -1 is the error code. Okay, what is the error message here? Unique constraint violated. This is error message. Unique constraint violated is error message. Okay, -1 is the error code. Okay, for example, I'm writing like this. I'm taking previous program. This is the program. See here. So today we started our session with this program only. So when record is not found, it is raising no data found exception. So here instead of writing, so let me comment this exception block. Try to understand. I'm commenting exception block here. For multi-line comment, we write /star//. So exception block I commented here. So exception block I commented. Exception block is commented. Okay, observe. I'm copying this. See here. Employee number it is asking. So 1009 employee record existed. It is displayed. Okay. 9876 record not existed. It is raising the runtime error. So now here what is -1403? Error code. What is error message? No data found is error message. So error code is -1403. Okay. Error message is no data found. Error name is also no data found. Okay. So I want to display. I want to get that error message. So the exception block, we are writing like this. In the exception block, we are writing, instead of writing record not found here, we are writing SQL ERRM. So we are calling SQL ERRM function. This SQL ERRM function returns error message. So now we are not printing our own message. So Oracle error message only we are displaying now. Observe here. I'm copying this. Okay, see. Employee number. I'm giving as 3344443344 record not existed. So what it is displaying? Observe here. So this is SQL ERRM function is returning this. It is returning error message as well as error code. Both it is displaying. See here. So this is the message returned by the SQL ERRM function. No, we want only code. We don't want to get SQL ERRM. We don't want to get message. We want to get only code. Okay. If you want only code, what we have write here? SQL code. SQL code means it returns error code. Okay. Observe here. I'm giving employee number 3344 not existed. What it is displaying? Observe here. 100 it is displaying. Maybe 100 is the code for that. Okay. So whatever the code number that is identified, that will be displayed. Okay. So the point to understand here is ERRM function returns error message. SQL code, SQL ERRM function returns error message along with error code also. If you want to get only code, okay, error number, we use SQL code. SQL code we use. So I'm taking one more example. For example, this is a program we have written to handle do balance index. To handle do balance index, we have written this program. So in this program, instead of writing cannot insert duplicate value in primary key column, I am writing SQL ERRM. SQL ERRM I am writing. So now system defined error message will be printed. Observe here. So there 1001 record is already there. I'm trying to insert 1001 record here. So exception will be raised. So it is displaying error message. System defined error message it is displaying. Observe here. So ERRM function returned this one. As it is printing. So to display the Oracle message as it is, we can use which function? SQL ERRM. Now we want to display code. Generally code we will not use. Okay, if we want to get code, observe. So I'm writing SQL code here. Instead of writing SQL ERRM, I'm writing SQL code. Okay, 1001. Okay, see here, error code it is giving as -1. -1 error code it is giving. So, -1 is the error code. Error message is unique constraint violated. -1 is the error code. Okay, unique constraint violated is the error message. If you want to get error code, we use SQL code. If you want to get error message, unique error message, SQL ERRM. So this is about SQL code, SQL ERRM. SQL ERRM returns error message, SQL code returns only code. Next. Last one, last system defined exception. Too many rows. So when another system defined exception, too many rows, when it will be raised. So when select query returns multiple rows, too many rows exception will be raised. Too many rows exception will be raised. So when select query returns multiple rows, too many rows exception will be raised. For example, I want to display the employee records. Okay, based on job. Okay, if exception raised, handle it. Okay, or otherwise, when select query retrieves multiple records, exception will be raised. Handle it. So display the employee records based on job. When select query retrieves multiple records, exception will be raised. Handle it. Okay. So generally, to hold multiple rows, we use the cursor concept. If you are not using cursor concept, means exception will be raised there. Too many rows, exception will be raised. So we have to handle that one. For example, observe here, declare, begin, end. So we want to read job value. To read job value, v underscore job colon equals to ampersand job. Based on the job, we want to retrieve the records now. So v underscore job variable I'm declaring here. emp dot job percentage type. So based on the job, we want to retrieve the records. So what we have write here? Select star into R. From which table we are retrieving? emp table where job equals to v underscore job. Based on the job, we are retrieving. So that record we are holding in the R. Declare R here. R is which type? emp percentage row type. Okay. So now we want to display that R record. So to display the R record, write dbms underscore output dot put underscore line. Okay, R dot ename, R dot salary. R dot ename, R dot salary we are writing. Observe here. So this is the program. Based on the job, we are retrieving the data here. So I'm copying that program. It is asking job value. So job value it is asking. I'm giving job value as president. How many presidents are there? One president is there. So it displays that record. Only one president is there. So it displays the record. So one more time I'm running. I'm giving job value as clerk here. So many clerks are there. Many clerks are there. Okay. So I'm giving clerk. It raises runtime error now. See here. Exact fetch returns. Exact fetch returns. Requested number of rows. Exact fetch returns more than requested number of rows. It is telling. So here R we are taking to hold one row. So R cannot hold multiple rows. If you want to hold the multiple rows, cursor is required. So because of that reason, here it is giving error as fetch returns. Exact fetch returns more than requested number of rows it is telling. So when we want to retrieve one record, follow this style. When we want to retrieve multiple records, don't follow this style. If multiple records are retrieving, runtime error will be raised here. We have to handle that one. So to handle this, exception name is too many rows. So to handle the exception, what we have tried here? Okay, what we have tried here? Exception we have tried. Amma, you sit here. See. So here, when this select query is retrieving multiple rows, exception will be raised. To handle that, write exception here. Exception block we are writing. Exception when, then. So to handle this, too many rows exception is there. So when too many rows, then dbms underscore output dot put underscore line. Okay, so many rows selected. Many rows selected. So sometimes some errors we may not expect. To handle them, we're writing others. So dbms underscore output dot put underscore line. Okay, runtime error occurred. So I'm copying this. See here. I'm giving job value as president. So one president is there. It can retrieve and that can be holded by R. It is displaying. For example, I'm giving job value as manager. Many managers are there. R cannot hold those many rows. Okay. So now runtime error will occur. That runtime, sorry. Maybe one manager is there. I'm giving clerk. So what it is telling? Many rows selected. So here exception raised here and that is handled. In the EMP table, let me check. Maybe one manager is there. Client number, name, job from EMP. Okay, so maybe one manager is there. That's why it is displaying. Okay, if one record is there, no problem. It will display. One president is there. It will display. No problem. But salesmen, many salesmen are there. Clerks, many clerks are there. Okay, so because of this reason, if you are giving job value as president here, one president is there, it is displaying. One manager is there, it is displaying. Okay, many salesmen are there. Okay, so it is raising the error. That error handled here. What it is telling? Many rows selected. Okay, so what is happening here? Observe. I am giving job value as president. So V underscore job value is president now. So only one president is there. The president record will be copied and that will be displayed. For example, I am giving job value as clerk. So job value clerk we are giving. So now select query selects many rows. Many rows cannot be copied into one R. We need to use cursor concept here. So here runtime error will occur. Implicitly Oracle raises. So implicitly Oracle raises too many rows exception. So execution jumps to the exception block. So it will search for too many rows. Too many rows handled or not, it will check. Yes, too many rows is handled. So what it prints? Many rows selected. Okay, so if many rows are retrieved by the select query, too many rows exception will be raised. We are handling that one. So this is about system defined exceptions. So there are two types of exceptions: system defined exceptions, user defined exceptions. So now you know the system defined exceptions, like zero divide. When this exception will be raised? So when we try to divide with 0, this exception will be raised. Okay, next value error. When value error will be raised? Okay, when we give wrong input. Okay, like if data type is mismatched, or size is exceeded, these exceptions will be raised. So if data type is mismatched or size is exceeded, value error will be raised. Okay, next, when no data found exception will be raised. If record is not existed, if record is not found, in the table, this exception will be raised. No data found exception will be raised. So when do val on index exception will be raised? When we try to insert duplicate value in the primary key column. So if we insert duplicate value in primary key column, then do val on index exception will be raised. Okay. Next one is too many rows. So when select query retrieves, okay, if select query retrieves many rows, this exception will be raised. So these are system defined exceptions. These are raised implicitly by the Oracle. We are not raising them. These are already these names defined by the Oracle, and these are raised by the Oracle. So these are called system defined exceptions. So like system defined exceptions, we want to define our own exceptions. Those are called what? User defined exceptions. Listen carefully. For user defined exceptions, we can define our own exceptions. Okay, these are called. We can define our own exceptions. These are called user defined exceptions. So we can define our own exceptions. These are called user defined exceptions. Okay. So for user defined exception, to define user defined exception, we have to follow 2 steps. So to define user defined exception, follow 2 steps. What are those 2 steps? First step is declare the exception. And second step is raise the exception. So first step is declare the exception. Second step is raise the exception. We want to declare the exception. We want to raise the exception. Okay. So what is the syntax for declaring the exception? So declaring exception. So to declare exception name, we use one data type. The data type name is exception. Exception data type we have to use. Like number data type, like varchar data type, we are using exception data type here. If you want to declare X variable as number, what we are writing? X, number of 4 or int. Okay. So why I want to declare as varchar 2? Why I want to declare as varchar 2? What we have to write? Why? Varchar 2 of 10. In the same way, I want to define one exception name. Exception name is ABC. To declare this, which data type we have to use? Exception. So like no data found exception, ABC is one exception. We are declaring it. Like too many rows exception, ABC is one exception. We are declaring it. So this is called declaring exception. Okay. So here ABC is what? Exception name. What is exception? Data type. So what is the syntax we have to follow? The syntax is ABC is the exception name. So ABC is the exception name. Exception is the data type. So we are declaring here. So declare the exception. Declare the exception like this. Okay, this one is example. Okay, for example, I want to define one exception. Sunday not allow exception. Sunday I don't want to allow any updates. So Sunday not allow, we are declaring with which data type? Exception data type. Okay, like 0 divide exception, Sunday not allow exception is user defined exception. Like too many rows, like do val on index, like value error, Sunday not allow is our own exception, user defined exception. Like 0 divide exception, 1 divide exception. This is declaring. So this is called declaring. Next one is raising the exception. Second step is raising the exception. So to raise the exception, we have to follow the syntax. The syntax is to raise the exception, we use raise keyword. So raise keyword can be used to raise the exception. So to raise the runtime error, we use raise keyword here. So syntax is, write like this, raise, R-A-I-S-E, raise, give the exception name which you want to raise, which exception you want to raise. Give that exception name here. So raise exception name. Raise exception name we are giving. This is the syntax we have to follow. Example. Raise. If you want to raise ABC exception, write ABC. If you want to raise Sunday not allow exception, raise Sunday not allow. Okay. If you want to raise one divide exception, right? Raise one divide. So like this we raise the exception. So exception will be raised. Here explicitly we are raising by using raise keyword. So execution jumps to the exception block. In the exception block, write when ABC, then handling code. Okay, when Sunday not allow, then handling code. Like that we have to write. When raise is executed, execution goes to the exception block. So when raise statement is executed, execution jumps to exception block. In exception block, we have to handle the exception. In exception block, handle the exception. That's it. This is the way. Two steps are important here. One is what? Declaring. Another one is what? Raising. For declaring, what is the syntax? Exception name, exception data type. For raising the exception, raise exception name. So when we raise the exception, where execution will go? To the exception block. There when use this name, handle it. So see one example. Define a program. So write a program to increase salary of given employee number. Program to increase salary of given employee number with given amount. Okay. If Sunday raise the exception and handle it. This is our requirement. So Sunday we don't want to allow the user to update. That is our requirement. If user is trying to update on Sunday, we want to raise the error. We don't want to execute remaining code. That is our requirement. So you already know this program. Just exception handling concept, user defined exception concept we are adding. Now what we have to write? Declare, begin, end. Okay. So we want to define our own exception. That exception name is what? Sunday not allow. So declare the exception. So to declare the exception, what we have to write? Exception name. What is the exception name? Sunday not allow. Sunday not allow. Declare this with which data type? Exception data type. This is called declaring exception. Okay. So read employee number. So we underscore employee number colon equals to ampersand employee number. Employee number we are reading. How much amount you want to increase? Read that one. We underscore amount colon equals to ampersand amount. So here read employee number and read amount value. So we want to update the salary. So what we have tried here, update EMP set salary equals to salary plus V underscore amount. Okay, where employee number equals to V underscore employee number. Declare the variables. V underscore employee number we are declaring. Okay, this is EMP tables, employee number type. Next, declare V underscore amount. V underscore amount. Which type? Float type I'm taking. Okay. So later I declare this. So as of now, let me run this. So to save it, write commit. For user understanding purpose, display the message dbms underscore output dot put underscore line. Okay. Salary increased. We are displaying the message as salary increased message we are displaying. Okay, observe now. I'm running this program. Copy this. See here. So I'm giving employee number as 1009. So to the 1009 employee, 1000 rupees salary we are increasing. Okay, so okay, just a minute. So here in the update command, okay, salary spelling mistake is there. Here it is giving the error. Okay, so let me compile and run it. So employee number 1009 I am giving. 1009 employees there. So it is increasing 1000 rupees salary. So 1000 rupees salary increased here. So if you want to check, you can check here. Employee number, e-name, salary from EMP. One more time I'm running the program. So to the 1009 employee is salary 12,500. We are increasing 1000 rupees salary. Okay, that will become 13,000 change. Okay, open and see the table data. Okay, select employee number, e-name, salary from EMP. So observe here, previously 12,500, now 13,500. So previously 1009 employee salary 12,500. After running our program, we are increasing 1000 rupees salary. Salary increased here. So 13,500 it is displaying. Okay, so this is a program for increasing the salary. If Sunday we want to raise the exception, we don't want to allow this updation. Okay, so what we have to do now? Declare one exception. Exception name is, what is the exception name? Sunday not allow. Declare it. Sunday not allow. Declare it. Which data type? Exception data type. So today is Sunday or not? First we have to check. So today is Sunday or not? We have to check. Okay. So if Sunday or not, we want to check. So first we have to capture today's date. From today's date, today is Sunday or not, we want to check. So which function we have to use? Which function we have to use? toChar of sysdate, comma, dy. dy means day. Okay, if dy equals to Sunday. So toChar of, if today, from today's date, we are finding the weekday. So if today is Sunday, then raise the error. If Sunday, then it raise the error. So to raise the error, what we are writing? Raise. Which error we want to raise? Sunday not allow exception we want to raise. So write this one. Raise Sunday not allow. Okay. And otherwise, you can write here. Or otherwise, after reading also you can write, no problem. After reading, here we are raising. So employee number, amount. So now here it raises the exception. Observe now. Observe carefully here. So only two steps we are following. Observe. Remaining everything code you know. Only two steps are important here. One is what? Declaring exception. Sunday not allow, exception name. Data type, exception. Okay. So raise the exception. Raise exception name. So here we are declaring the exception. Here we are raising the exception. Copying this. Okay. Enter employee number. Okay. Employee number I am giving as 1009. I am increasing 1000 rupees salary. So salary increased because today is not Sunday. Today is not Sunday. So today is Friday. So here it is checking the condition. Friday equals to Sunday. Condition false. Condition false means it will not raise any exception. So for our understanding purpose, I am changing this code. I am making this as Friday. Is it working perfectly or not? To check that I am making this as Friday. Friday we don't want to allow the exception. Observe here, I am making the changes. FRI I am giving. Friday I am giving. Okay, observe now. I am giving employee number as 1009. Amount I am giving as 1000. It is raising the exception. Error it is giving. Observe here. But what is the error? Read here. Unhandled user-defined exception. User-defined exception raised. Okay. Our user-defined exception is Sunday not allow. Sunday not allow exception raised, but it is not handled. Okay. So are we writing any exception block in this program? No. Exception block is not there means it is not handled. For handling, we have to define exception block. Just we are raising the exception here. That's it. Exception raised here. Okay. Just like no data found exception raised, zero divide exception raised, Sunday not allow exception raised here. But what it is telling? Unhandled user defined exception. Exception raised here. So see the terminology. It is telling that user defined exception. Okay. So our user defined exception Sunday not allow raised here. But it is not handled. We want to handle that one. So to handle that, what we have write here? Exception. When? What is the exception name? Sunday not allow. Is it built-in exception or user-defined exception? User-defined. We defined it. Okay. Then dbms underscore output dot put underscore line. Okay. You cannot update on Sunday. You cannot update on Sunday this message we are displaying. Okay. But today is not Sunday. Today is Friday. So for testing purpose, I am making this as Friday. For our testing purpose, is it working or not? To check that, I am making this as Friday. Okay, I am copying this. Observe. So employee number, I am giving as 1009. I want to increase 1000 rupees salary. So today is Friday. So Friday equals to Friday. Condition true. Exception will be raised. So when exception is raised, immediately execution goes to the exception block. It will search for Sunday not allow. Sunday not allow is there or not? Yes. So which message it will display now? You cannot update on Sunday. Observe here. Is it displaying the message or not? See. Previously it was telling that unhandled user defined exception. But now it is displaying the message we handled it. So we are raising the exception. We are handling it. If we are raising user defined exception, if Oracle is raising implicitly system defined, zero divide is the system defined. We didn't use any raise keyword. Oracle raised it. Here we are raising it explicitly user defined exception. So we raised it, we handle it. So this is example on user defined exception. So what is happening here? It is asking employee number. I am entering employee number as 1009, amount 1000. So today is Friday. So Friday equals to Friday, condition true. So exception will be raised. When exception is raised, immediately execution goes to the exception block. So it will search for Sunday not allow. Sunday not allow is there. So it prints what? You cannot update on Sunday. You cannot update on Sunday will be printed. So here we are raising the exception and that is handled here. If this exception block is not there, that will display unhandled user defined exception. Because of this exception block, it is giving the handling code. So this is the example on user defined exception. Is it clear? Okay, I'm stopping the session here. In the next session, I cover what is raise application error and what is pragma exception in it. These two topics I cover in the next session. With that, exception handling topic will be over. So tomorrow we finish exception handling topic. Okay, thank you everyone. See you tomorrow.